Hey Sagittarius, thank you so much for tuning in to the How Do They Feel About You reading. I hope you're all well, you're happy and vibing high. So the How Do They Feel About You reading. What we'll do is draw a couple of cards to see who I'm connecting with, what this story is about, and then it's all about them, how they feel, what they think, what they're going to do, and I'll also draw some guidance for you as well. Hopefully we can get some messages for some of you that might be feeling challenged by any stuck energy or repeating patterns and behaviors that you want to let go of. You may just be curious. How do they feel? Interested? Are they going to take the next step? Hopefully I can get messages for you guys too. If you're new to Soul Embers, hi, my name is Andrea. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you also find a message that resonates and you stick around for the journey. I do take personal reading, guys, so my contact details as well as all the other information relating to the channel is in the description box below. Let's jump into it. Let's see what's going on. Sagittarius, my beautiful Saggies. Who am I connecting with today? Who needs to hear this? How can I be of service to you, Sagittarius? My energy immediately softened. I feel so calm. Oh, I feel good, Sagittarius. Very, very just okay. How can I explain it? Things are good for you, and that has nothing to do with anyone else. You are happy with who you are, how much you've grown, your experiences, the rough seas have settled. You've come out of the hurricane and the storm, and it's just calm seas, and you're okay. And you've made it. You've made it through. And I just feel that nothing can really shake you. Really, really, really positive, beautiful, calm energy. You know, you might be hearing a lot from people around you that they find you very easy to talk to, Sagittarius. They find it very comforting. They like hanging out with you because you bring them a lot of peace and you take away the drama from life that they might be experiencing. So let's draw some cards, and I just want one more. There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. So it seems, Sagittarius, that there has been something weighing really heavily on your mind when it comes to love in general. Something did not have the kind of you didn't have the kind of closure you would have liked to when it comes to a particular person. I feel that you either didn't communicate at all, didn't communicate effectively, or you weren't offered the opportunity to express your intentions. This left things really raw for you. For a very long time, I feel that there was an element of resentment and anger at the injustice that an imbalance it brought to your life. It was something that you didn't want to pursue anymore. It was something that you wanted to put an end to, but you found it increasingly difficult to heal something within yourself and embrace love. I was going to say love and life, but considering this is mainly about a love I would say, you know, it blocked you in a way that you did not even anticipate. And you've been working so hard at trying to process and understand how you can heal, how you can release, how you can forgive even. This may generally have to do with forgiveness. How do you forgive this person for a mistreatment? Or how can you accept that things didn't end in a way where everything was just left open? How can you move on from that and not get the closure that you needed? Slowly but surely, you know, you realize it was depleting your energy. It was causing a lack of movement. It was causing a lack of progress in your life. It was holding you back. And you learned to put boundaries in place and take control of anything you could take control of. Work with what you had, become super resourceful, build yourself up. You mastered so many different aspects of yourself, Sagittarius, and you drew on your pain and you turned it into strength, is what I really feel. And you really took responsibility for what you could take responsibility for what you could control. And this is also something that has filtered through to your love life. You know, you're in a situation at the moment where internally there was a hurricane, there was a storm, there was a lack of balance. Your emotional space was left blocked and pushed aside because you just did not know how to work through the emotion. So, and you know, you sought help, you reached out, you tried to educate yourself, and you just surrendered it and thought, eventually the time will come where I will come full circle, and the time has now come. Those thoughts don't carry the same weight that they used to carry. I guess those stabbing pains, because I'm imagining them as a stabbing pain every time you replayed a certain scenario or a certain story, or, you know, whatever it was that you were repeating in your mind. There may be guilt associated with this as far as the other person goes. I don't feel like that's your energy, but it could be. There may be guilt involved to a certain degree. Guilty, feeling you let yourself down, guilty about ignoring your intuition, guilty about undervaluing yourself. You know, you might feel that those are the types of feelings you would associate it with. Why on earth would you doubt your intuition? You should go with your gut feeling. Those negative thought patterns that we tell ourselves, and that unbelievable pressure to have known better. Sorry, I just need a sip of my tea. But here you are. You've turned a new leaf. You're in such a more stable position. You're feeling really good about who you've evolved into, who you've grown into, what you've accomplished, you know, in your life. You may still need work in the emotional space, but you're okay with that. You're going to take your time. There is no rush. You've realized that this can't be rushed. You've realized that when the time comes, that leaf will also be turned, and you will be able to, with the right person or the right people, restore, reignite your heart space, rekindle your heart space, bring a pulse to a section of yourself that you have put aside, so that you can find ways to manage it. And Spirit is saying that, yes, you know what, now's the time. Now's the time where you have learnt all those karmic lessons, where you have learnt from previous cycles. Now is the time where you will get the satisfaction that you need, because you have done the work that needs to be done to find stability in your life in so many different ways that's not associated with love. And those that this resonates with know exactly what I'm talking about. And so now all that's left is, because everything else is good and you're feeling good and you're really embracing, you know, your flaws, and, you know, you're really embracing yourself for who you truly are, and not caring whether, you know, you don't care. You don't need to increase your value in anyone's eyes anymore. You are who you are, and the person and the people and the situations that vibe with your energy, they will be there. And those that don't, you are so happy to just let them go without even explaining yourself. Just go. Just let me be. You know, I found my peace. And if you're coming and you feel that you're going to disrupt it, you've got another thing coming. I'm so much stronger than who you think I am. Just because Sagittarius is generous, just because Sagittarius is giving, just because Sagittarius is optimistic, loving, and jovial, it does not mean that Sagittarius is going to put up with crap. And you've reached a point, Sagittarius, where you don't even feel the need to explain yourself. You just go. You just disconnect. You just disengage. You don't even express, you don't even try to help people understand why you do things the way you do them. You just think, if they get me, they get me. We're vibing. We're on the same plane. If they don't, that's cool. You know what? You're just not on the same vibration, and you're not in the same frequency that I am. The quicker we get to that point of realization, the better. I don't need to convince anyone to be in my life. Beautiful energy, Sagittarius. Beautiful. Okay, so this is who I'm connecting with. And guys, you know what? If you're having, if you're finding that you're a little bit challenged in, I guess, working through emotion and how to acknowledge it without fearing that you're going to slip into, feelings of unwanted feelings that you've experienced and trauma, feel free to reach out for a personal reading. I would love to do one for you. You know, leaning into your feelings and acknowledging them, but not, you know, setting up camp there and not becoming stuck there, really allows you to just give them the validation that they need. That's all you're asking of yourself. Give me validation. Acknowledge I'm here. Your heart space is saying, acknowledge I matter. Acknowledge I exist. You know, stop pushing me away. And maybe that's something that you're experiencing in your love life, that you feel like you're not seen, you feel like you're not connecting, you're not feeling that intimate sense of belonging. That's all stemming from this place. Yeah, Sagittarius, I'm really feeling your heart space and your emotional space needs you to just pay some attention to it. Give it your attention. You know, give it the love that it needs. Nourish it. Nourish it with whatever nourishes the heart space. You know, nourish it and acknowledge it and validate it, and the things that you're feeling you did not get from this situation, give it to yourself, give it to your heart, because that's the place that that's the place that was affected to start off with. And it's almost like you are, you may be further withholding it from yourself. Almost like teaching yourself a lesson. It's like, no, I'm not going to let you feel. Do you remember the last time what happened when I let you feel? Undeserving type of thing, you know? I really could unpack that and explore that so much further, but let's move it along. And you've come to the end. Yeah. Beautiful. Couldn't be any further. Like, when it's finished, it's finished. That's the type of energy I'm getting. Like, you can't be any more finished than this. And I'm not talking about this situation with this person. I'm just talking about the aspect of yourself, that journey that you were on, the cycle. It's ended. That hurricane, the pain. Oh my gosh. We've got some juicy stuff here, Sagi. Alright. Here's the thing. You know when all you need to do is reach out, really, and get the clarification that you need. But at the same time, you don't do it because you think it's going to make no difference. Like the damage is done, it's beyond repair. That's the type of energy I'm getting here. And do I really need to get the clarification, and what difference is it going to make to my life? There is no difference. That's exactly what's going on here. And I feel that with this person, it was a very painful ending. And it went between, it would come in waves, right? Massive waves where it's over, it's painful, it's done. I'm leaving this behind me. I'm surrendering it. And at the same time, you were stuck in that limbo. You were stuck in that space between, even though you know it's done, at the same time, the thoughts were very much alive, very much present, very much in your reality, even though the situation wasn't. And this person feels that it was a massive disappointment. The way things ended between the two of you and the pain that it caused them, and they feel that something must have happened here where they feel that they were also mistreated. In two very different ways though. And it was, you guys both lost something very valuable when this ended the way it did. And it's not about losing the connection, it's about the way the connection came to an end. And that's what you're both hanging on to. A version of yourselves that misrepresents you, and it's caused the equilibrium for both of you to be completely thrown out. This person carries this disappointment with them, Sagittarius, in everything they do, but they've managed to build a world around it just as you have. There is something that they feel was toxic about this. You know, they feel that it was you brought out the worst in them and they brought out the worst in you. You triggered the parts of themselves and they in you that it's almost like you saw right through each other. Really saw right through each other, and the aspects of yourselves that you both needed to work on individually to be healthier versions of yourselves and drop the ego that was used as the weapon to protect the parts of yourselves that were underdeveloped. And it was really highlighted in this relationship. But at the same time, what you both shared was an unconditional acceptance of how you both were. You both valued each other separately, but when it came to the union, it did not work. It was almost like you rubbed at each other's wounds, right? They weren't able to hide from you. And you weren't able to hide from them. And this is why you're not hearing from this person. And this is why you're not reaching out. I feel because you're trying to get to the bottom of the best part about this situation is that they brought out the worst in you and they made you want to become a better version of yourself. And vice versa. It's exactly the same energy. The worst part was the best part, and the best part was the worst. It made you feel uncomfortable. It made you feel vulnerable. It made you feel exposed. It made you feel codependent and weak. It just brought out just really, really uncertain feelings, and you did the same for them. But through that space, you both became stronger within yourselves. And this is why you still feel so connected, because they bring you closer to the connection you have to the core essence of who you really are. They bring you to the surface what you need to work on that will bring you closer to the connection with yourself and who you truly are. And that's how that's what they think. Wow, really deep, Sagittarius, really, really deep. They have a lot of love for you. Despite everything, the love is the same. And this is what I'm getting, that there was almost like this unconditional acceptance of each other because there weren't any ill intention. And they have a lot of love for you. And it keeps them up at night. It really does. The deep feelings that they still have that they really want you to know about. And why they did what they did. That same clarity that you're seeking is the clarity they want to give you. It is on their mind constantly. They just can't let it go. No matter how much time passes, that guilt, that they did not show up in a way that represents them for who they truly are. They cannot put that to rest, even if this has ended. Wow. All right, Sagittarius, please do comment below, guys. I love reading your comments. As you know, it helps me connect with your energy and get to know you guys, get to know who's on the other side of this camera. I do read all of your comments and I wish I had the opportunity to respond to all of them. I simply don't have the time. But yeah, please do let me know how this story resonates with you, if it does, or if you found it helpful. So let's have a look and see what message does Spirit have for you on this situation to help you through this. Be willing to express love. Express love to receive love. Hey Sagittarius, I'm really sorry. Late last night I had to abruptly stop your reading and we were right at the tail end of it, but for reasons I won't even get into, I had to stop. But when I was still in your energy, I did take notes so that I wouldn't forget, and I was still in that flow with you guys. And here it is. Let's finish the reading off for you. So like I mentioned, you know, throughout this entire reading, and I feel like I keep coming back to this, and I'm sorry if it's becoming repetitive, but the message just keeps on circling around. You know, you did close off that space in your heart as you tried to find ways to work through the emotions that you were experiencing due to some kind of that lack of closure. And so you, in that time, you're unable to express love because you were trying to heal. You were trying to understand how to move on and let it go. It feels like at some point though, you became distracted and really put it to the side and filled your time with other things. So if you've stuck around to the end of this reading, I'm actually really glad, because even though this might sound like an X reading, the message I'm channeling and I'm getting for you is so loud and clear, and it's really circled round in a beautiful way for you. When was the last time, ask yourself, when was the last time you listened to your heart and you expressed lovingly and nurtured your heart space? Maybe it's time to address an area of yourself that can't wait to reunite with your loving, generous and caring soul. That parts of you that you share with others, maybe your heart space is waiting to reconnect with you. And so if you've been finding hard to attract the kind of love that you once experienced or used to experience, and things have completely changed, maybe starting from reconnecting with your heart space and treating it the way you would treat someone you love and care about and want to build a connection with, maybe building that connection with your heart again is going to be a starting point for you. One thing's for sure, you're not the only one that is feeling this way. This person that I'm referring to, they're also in the same boat. They're unable to truly express love and are haunted by the memories and your ability to accept them as they are. Because you were the only one that was able to really trigger them, be it a good way, be it a bad way, however you view good and bad, if there even is a thing. I don't believe there is, but you know, you were the only one that was able to really peel back those layers. All right, Sagittarius, I hope you found that helpful. Very deep, very, very deep reading. Please do comment below and I'll see you for your next lot of readings, guys. Bye.